with a board length of 1.63 meters and a width of 61 centimeters and a volume class of 80 liters. The Glide Craft V1 from Slingshot is still considered a compact board. It also features a very appealing, somewhat surf-inspired outline. For 2025, Slingshot has completely redesigned its Wingfoil range, and one of the new models is the Glide Craft V1, which we tested here in the 80-liter version. A board with a somewhat surfy outline, meaning it's still quite rounded in the middle section, but with a very long and effective planing surface. This particular board has a very minimal rocker. In this specific volume class, it is among the absolute earliest and most efficient planers. The nose volume is just sufficient enough so that it doesn't easily dive under, even during active pumping. What stands out is that, despite the pronounced bevels in the front section, the board still offers high stability against tipping, even when in displacement mode. Overall, the board's ability to get up and go, both when actively and passively starting, is excellent compared to other board models in this class. We immediately found an incredibly intuitive and remarkably stable stance on this board, as the entire deck, which is fully covered with a high-quality EVA material, features a subtle yet effective concave design both towards the sides and precisely under the front foot. You won't have any issues quickly switching between freestyle tricks, like jumping and riding waves, and the board responds instantly to even the slightest foot pressure. So, it reacts sensitively but not nervously. The EVA provides just the right amount of grip so you don't slip, but quick and easy foot changes are still possible. The volume distribution is overall quite even. As mentioned, there's just enough volume in the nose to prevent it from dipping during very light touchdowns. But the swing weight, that is the board's inertia when pumping, which is very low here, also helps achieve an efficient result. At 61 centimeters wide with 80 liters, the Glide Craft V1 isn't as narrow as a crossover or a mid-length board. Nevertheless, the board's width is still significantly less than that of the compact boards most people are familiar with today. Additionally, the bevels are very rounded all the way to the center of the board, allowing you to get into a roll without touching down. Even if you do have a tiny touchdown, there's absolutely no slowing down. When it comes to sensitivity to crosswinds, the Glide Craft V1 is also quite forgiving. Since the bevels are generally pulled up quite high at the edges, the board presents a small lateral surface area to the wind. As a result, even in stronger crosswinds, it remains stable and unshaken. We tested the board with foil sizes ranging from 700, 800, 950 to 1100 square centimeters. In all cases, the board could be steered very precisely and smoothly. The overall tuning, meaning the combination of volume distribution, board width, the slight concave shape from the sideward stacking, all of this allows for truly intuitive and very pleasant handling, which will naturally delight maneuver enthusiasts as well. Because everything here responds very precisely and accurately, without any quirks or issues. The Glide Craft V1 turns very nicely and tightly as well. Not quite as tightly as the Flowcraft we tested previously, simply because we have a bit more board width, and at some point the tilt angle in the roll is naturally limited. And then, if you happen to push it just a little too far, you might very well notice that with the rather boxy tail, you can very slightly catch a tiny bit. But for a compact shape, this already feels really surfy. The very well balanced stance on the Glide Craft V1 gives the board full freestyle capability here. We have a sufficiently narrow board width and also a tail that tapers in, so you can go into the roll quickly and progressively, giving the wing maximum pop. And we also have truly excellent and remarkable repop, meaning that bouncing back out of the water is really quite easy and you lose very little forward momentum overall, allowing for a smooth and efficient return. Of course, for the absolute freestyle pro, they would probably imagine and wish for something even more compact. But for anyone who is also extremely sporty, this board offers very good freestyle performance. And the same applies to its use in waves. We have a board here that can be controlled excellently, whether for tight or wide turns, and you have enough possible tilt angle for rolling. Sure, the absolute surf freak would want it even more extreme, probably a bit narrower, but even here, the truly sporty wingfoiler will be thrilled at how easy this board is to handle. In terms of required skill level, the GlideCraft Pro 1 is truly an absolutely user-friendly board. Even with the most minimal riding skills, this is already an optimal entry point. Early liftoff capability, good stability, and absolutely optimal foot control, with a smooth, even response and no annoying characteristics you'd need to watch out for. The GlideCraft truly combines all of this par excellence. Accordingly, the range of use, 50% wave and 50% freestyle, is also very well balanced. We're almost reaching the absolute maximum peak performance in both different areas. But if you are truly looking for a comprehensive compromise in this particular segment, meaning you genuinely want to celebrate or effectively combine both distinct disciplines equally often, then the GlideCraft V1 is so far the very best and most optimal compromise we've ever had under our feet. So, for around 1,600 euros, you get a truly phenomenally well-tuned board with a bamboo sandwich construction, which can make a lot of people happy, from beginners all the way to pros. You just have to choose the right volume size for yourself. From us, it definitely gets a thumbs up.